Hey guys, welcome to Pinky Tech and Review, and today I'm going to make a review video for this Sony Xperia Z2 after a year and 4 months. So this phone was new before when I first bought it, so I've been using it for a year and 3 months now, and let's see how much has changed since through all the years. So first of all, you can notice there are some scratches on the screen. I've already put a tempered glass screen protector, but yeah, it was too late. I was not using a screen protector before this. There are some scratches and dents on the side, but it's not too bad. Because before this I was also not using any phone covers, so I dropped it a few times. And you notice this phone is supposed to be white, but it's purple at the back. It's because the white one, the old one, was cracked at one time when I dropped it real hard. So I've got a purple one because I can choose white, but I thought white was a bit boring, so maybe I choose purple. I know it doesn't look too good on the white sides, but it doesn't matter much. So everything else is fine. The phone is still working perfectly. I've bought a cover now, so it's safe to use. And all the buttons are all functioning very well. The camera is all functioning. So let's take a look at the performance. So after all the years, I've installed quite some apps, and the phone actually performed very well, and it doesn't really lag at all. It doesn't lag, but only when you open all the apps at the same time. Since the phone has 3 GB of RAM, it's not too bad. So let's take a look at the camera's performance after a few years. If you notice a little bit, there's a little bit of dust in the camera lens, but that's because the time I replaced the cover, I already removed the lens this part, so some dust got inside and I'm too lazy to clean it up. But it doesn't really affect much, so I didn't care about it. So now we're going to take a look at the performance to see what has happened through all the years. So I have a lot of apps open now, and let's try opening them all back together. So Messenger is all working, Facebook is still on. Basically everything is going to work fine no matter how much apps you open, thanks to the 3 GB of RAM, which is quite a lot, and I can open a lot of games together and it doesn't really lag. So now let's move on to maybe some YouTube, and it's still working all. So in conclusion, the performance has not dropped anywhere. It's still very fast as like the first time I bought it. So this phone is actually quite good. And looking back to the phone's body, there's actually quite a few problems about this phone. If you drop it quite a lot, these flaps, they tend to get loose like this. See, it's already a bit loose right here, and I have to push it back in to secure it. It's basically because I dropped it quite a lot and the rubber or something inside seems to starting to get a little bit loose. So it might not be waterproof anymore, but I'm not going to try it now because I changed the back cover and I'm afraid that it didn't seal nicely, so I'm not going to drop it in the water again. But still, the phone is still a very great phone to use. It's got a very nice performance. Even though it came out last year, it can still produce a very nice competition amongst all the phones now. And now let's move on to the sound. So this phone has 2 speakers on the lower side and the upper side, so it has stereo sound, And these speakers, because they will be a bit softer because it's waterproof and there's something beneath it to protect the speakers from getting wet, but it's still okay for phone calls and ringtones and all that. So now I'm going to open some music to see how well the speakers stood up for one and almost a half year. So let's move on to the music player. So the speakers are still very nice and they sound very nice. It's still as clear as the day I first bought it, and it's still very loud. And yeah, actually the most important thing about Sony's are the sound system, because they make very good stereos and speakers and stuff. So this phone also has a very nice software which is included in almost all of the Sony phones, which does all these settings for you, and it's still very nice. It's all updated and the phone software is still not getting old. It's now running Android 5.1. So on the internet they say Android 6.0, which is Android Marshmallow, is coming to this phone maybe soon, but it will come, so eagerly waiting for it now. Now I have this. You notice that I have a bumper installed on the phone, and also I should let you guys know that this, maybe all the Sony Xperia Z series, they have a very nice design on them, and I think putting a bumper on a Xperia Z series device looks very cool. I mean, look at the bumper design. It makes the phone looks even cooler, but it makes it a bit wider. But it doesn't matter because it's going to look very cool when you're holding it. And I have bought some more covers and they all look good on a phone, so I'll show you some of my cover collection. So this is the other cover which I've bought. It's a very hard cover. It's very nice to hold to. It's made of rubber on the side, and this part of it is plastic, and it's pink, and it actually looks quite good on the phone too. So yeah, that's about the phone. It's still very nice. It's still standing very well, and I'm probably not going to change it anytime soon because it's such an amazing phone. And the one thing I love about all Sony phones is that they have a lot of features on them. It's got a nice camera. It lets you put a micro SD card, which some phones doesn't, and it's got a big RAM, big processor, and it's also got FM radio, which is a feature I look in phones very much. If a phone doesn't even have a FM radio, like Samsung's new phones, I wouldn't choose them. I would just choose some other phones that has all these features together. And this phone has a very nice design. I really like it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This phone, if you have Xperia Z2, make sure you take good care of it because it's a very nice phone if you try to appreciate it. So that's it for today, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos, and goodbye.